60 Rare Authentic American Photos of World War II. You must see Part 8.
Subscribe for daily content. Support this channel so it can grow.
Only a small percentage of people that watch my videos are actually subscribed. If you feel like supporting me more, join my Patreon.
1. Vice Admiral Thomas C. Kincaid, left center, with General Douglas MacArthur, center, on the flag bridge of USS Phoenix, CL-46, during the pre-invasion bombardment of Los Negros Island, at the east end of Manus Island, the 28th of February 1944. 2. Boeing B-17F formation over Schweinfurt, Germany, on August 17, 1943. The Schweinfurt raid would come at a heavy price, with 60 bombers, 3 P-47s and 2 Spitfires shot down. 3. Private Charles Preston, of Nicholasville, Kentucky, brushes snow from a .30 caliber machine gun mounted on his Jeep. His unit is moving against the German counterattack in the Ardennes during the Battle of the Bulge, which is barely a week old. December 21, 1944. 4. En route to England, the men of the 2nd Battalion, 503rd Parachute Infantry found and rescued this pup, Smokey. Seen here with one of the 503 Rhodes members as he chats with Lieutenant John Timothy, the British liaison officer to the two 503rds. 5. USS Samuel Chase, APA 26, off the southern France invasion beaches after disembarking her troops likely from the 3rd Division, August 15, 1944. 6. A detachment of U.S. Marines have formed up for inspection on board the battleship USS Texas, BB-35, while at sea in the Atlantic during convoy duty, 1942. 7. B.G. Claudius Miller Easley practices his marksmanship skills with an M1 rifle at Camp Adair, Oregon, circa 1942–44. 8. Evacuation of a wounded U.S. soldier W.D. Fulrott from a tank in Okinawa. 1945. 9. A machine gun crew of the 1st BN. 381st Infantry, keep on the alert for enemy movement on Okinawa, April 19, 1945. 10. The U.S. Navy blimp L-8 over the aircraft carrier USS Hornet, CV-8, at the beginning of the Doolittle raid, in April 1942. Note the USAAF North American B-25 Mitchell bomber on Hornet's deck. 11. Bofors 40mm anti-aircraft guns on a Mk-12 quadruple mount firing onboard USS Hornet CV-12, a U.S. Navy aircraft carrier of the Essex class, February 1945, probably during gunnery practice. 12. USS Hornet, CV-12, tied up at Majuro, May 29, 1944. 13. Color pictures of battleship USS Texas BB-35 on convoy duty in the North Atlantic in 1942. 14. With the American flag flying over his head in the Breeze Motor Machinist's mate Robert Moody, USN, pilots a LCVP, Higgins boat, during Operation Plunder to ferry troops across the Rhine River at Oberwesel, Germany, March 1945. 15. Carolyn Orahovic enjoys some downtime with her fellow women Marine reservists at the 400 Restaurant and Cocktail Lounge in Washington, D.C. 1943. 16. Corporal Henry Bowl of the 161st Infantry Regiment is helped back to a first aid station after he was shot in the thigh while on patrol. San Manuel, Luzon, Philippines. The 25th of January 1945. 17. SSGT. John Basilone with Carolyn Orahovic at the 400 Restaurant and Cocktail Lounge, Washington, D.C., December 30, 1943. 18. USS Enterprise, CV-6, underway off Pearl Harbor, Hawaii, on 2 August 1944. She is painted in camouflage measure 33 design 4 AB. 19. Pilots of the American 8th Bomber Command wearing high-altitude clothes, oxygen masks and flight goggles at an airdrome in southern England, 1942. 20. AUSNPT boat of Motor Torpedo Boat, MTB, Squadron 29 approaches the coast of southern France during Operation Dragoon, August 1944. The U.S. Navy operated 3 MTB squadrons in the Mediterranean theater. 21. Camouflaged U.S. Army engineer with his flamethrower, 1941. 22. USNVADM Aubrey Fitch receives a plaque of appreciation from the Resident Commissioner on Guadalcanal, along with an accompanying honor guard. The 25th of January 1944. The plaque reads, "To the United States Navy with appreciation from the people of the British Solomon Islands, Guadalcanal, 1943." 23. Marine SSGT. John Basilone being interviewed by a U.S. Navy Wave Yeoman 3rd Class Sigrid Shield, September 1943. 24. Sailors of the destroyer USS Downs firing the ship's 5-inch, 38-caliber guns bombarding Marcus Island. The 9th of October 1944. Marcus Island is an atoll approximately 1,148 miles southeast of Tokyo. The island was garrisoned by the Japanese and had an airfield. But no U.S. troops ever landed on the island. 25. Queen Mary arrives in New York Harbor with thousands of U.S. troops from European theater, June 20, 1945. 26. Sergeant Norwood Dorman from Benson, N.C., of E Company 36th Field Artillery Regiment, mimics a statue on a memorial for Italian soldiers of World War I. Brolo, Province of Messina, Sicily, August 14, 1943. 27. Riflemen of the 2nd BN. 381st Regiment of the 96th Division peer cautiously ahead as they advance across the summit of Yeju Dake Escarpment, Big Apple Ridge, at Okinawa, June 14, 1945. 28. USS Maddox, DD 731, in trouble as the Typhoon Cobra overtakes the 3rd Fleet, the 17th or the 18th of December 1944. 29. U.S. Army troops examine a one-man submarine that had washed up on Anzio beachhead in Italy, 1944. 30. An American infantryman makes friends with a dog belonging to German children, 1945. 31. Men of the 509th Parachute Infantry Bat. 1st Airborne Task Force, after landing near Mouilly in Provence, southern France. The 14th to the 15th of August 1944. 32. Forward guns and superstructure of USS Iowa underway during the Marshall Islands campaign alongside USS Indiana, the 24th of January 1944. 33. U.S. Airmen of the 376th Bombardment Group and their B-24 Liberator at Berka Airfield, Libya. The 10th of August 1943. Original color. 34. A U.S. Marine attached a lucky horseshoe to his helmet and it actually turned out to be lucky, blocking a Japanese bullet and saving his life on Okinawa, 1945. He holds an M1928 Thompson. 35. Signal Corps photographer posing with his Kodak 35. PH 324, 1942. 36. Sergeant Mary G. Rhine, USMCWR, and SGT. Milton R. Worth direct air traffic in a control tower signal to pilots both on the runway and in the air at Marine Corps Air Station El Toro, California circa 1943-44. 37. New Mexico, BB-40, at Norfolk, the 31st of December 1941. 38. Two SPAR cadets, later future officers Layla Leverett and Helen D. Darland at the U.S. Coast Guard Academy, New London, Connecticut take their lively interest in their trip aboard an 83-foot Coast Guard patrol boat named Jeep of the Deep. 39. Chaplain John Craven, R., ministering to an enlisted man during the Korean War. Reverend Craven served in the USMC as an enlisted man in the 1930s, went into the reserves, attended divinity school, and entered the Chaplains Corps in 1942. He served in the Pacific, Korea, and Vietnam, retiring in 1974. 40. An unknown U.S. Marine fires his M1 Thompson at a Japanese position on Peleliu, September to November 1944. 41. M4A3 Sherman tanks of the 9th U.S. Armored Division in Westhausen, Germany on April 10, 1945. Colorized by Royston. 42. Airborne troops of the 101st Airborne Division, probably 501st PIR, that landed behind the German lines in the south of the Netherlands examine what is left of one of the gliders that had cracked up. Operation Market Garden. The 18th of September 1944. 43. Landing craft unloads supplies on Biak Beach. 44. LVT Amtrak heads for Biak Beach 1944. 45. Crane loads truck into landing craft on Biak 1944. 46. Japanese pillbox on Biak 1944. 47. Largest Japanese cave in jungle of Biak 1944. 48. Amphibious DUKW duck with crane on Biak Beach 1944. 49. Captured Japanese cave in jungle of Biak 1944. 50. GIs look into Japanese cave in jungle of Biak 1944. 51. 41st Division U.S. Army soldiers advances in jungle of Biak 1944. 52. GIs enters Japanese cave on Biak 1944. 53. Captured Japanese pillbox beach of Biak 1944. 54. Landing craft ambulance moves wounded U.S. soldiers from Eniwetok. 55. Navy men at work in the U.S. Navy Post Office on Eniwetok. 56. Marines blast Japanese position on Perry Island, Eniwetok. 57. LST landing on Eniwetok February 18, 1944. 58. Invasion of Eniwetok, invasion fleet in the background. 59. Aerial view zigzag Japanese trenches on Engabi Island 1944. 60. LVT, A-1 alligator amphibious come ashore on Eniwetok.
Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a comment, like and subscribe. Support the channel so I can bring you more content. Thank you again.